Last week, Hector Colazzo won his 4th race in a row, which tied him with Lincoln Larson, both having 4 wins. Yet both drivers find themselves shy of the top spot, each of them sitting 3rd and 4th respectively underneath Dylan Gonaz and Fozzie Fazzillo, who have been the embodiment of consistency so far. Meanwhile, in GT3, Stephen Coscio emerges victorious on his debut, but this still leaves Edgar Ruiz atop the GT3 points with 23 points separating the top 3. The penultimate round of the OSRL GT Series continues tonight, live on ASN. Our venue for this evening is the virtual Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, also known as Mosport. This iconic track opened its gates in 1961 and has since become a cornerstone of North American motorsport. Today we bring you thrilling action from this 2.4-mile, 3.9-kilometer road course featuring 10 corners, 7 to the right and 3 to the left that test the skills of even the most seasoned drivers. Even if you've never graced the beauty of Mosport, you're in for a treat. We will navigate dramatic elevation changes and high-speed straights that make this track a driver favorite. With a rich history that includes hosting the Formula One Canadian Grand Prix, along with major endurance races, this venue is steeped in racing legend. The format for the OSRL GT Series is as follows. The drivers are currently running a 3-lap solo qualifying session to determine the grid for our 45-minute feature race. The 4th season of the OSRL GT Series continues tonight live on the Automotive Sports Network. With Victor Vallee in the production truck and Justin Robichaud next to me in the commentary box, my name is Josh Mertz as we welcome you to virtual Bowmanville, Ontario, Canada. Cameras for tonight's broadcast brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/whiplashmedia. Thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for your camera support. And if you like what you see tonight, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and ring the bell to be notified of our live streams on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, along with our short-form video content courtesy of Jess Rakowski. Justin Robichaud, after a chaotic start last week that resulted in the first full course yellow, Hector Colazzo put on a dominating run in GTP to collect 4 wins in a row, while in GT3 we had 8 different winners in 9 races as Stephen Coscio took the win. How are you? What are your thoughts on that and the penultimate round tonight?
Oh man, there was a lot of drama surrounding that caution last week, and rightfully so. I mean, there were some people that had some opinions one way and some the other, and some maybe justified, some not. But anyways, it reset. It got everybody set up. That start was not very fun to watch, and good for those involved, really. But Colazzo, I think, is our story tonight. He's looking good here. He's the top. I'm
going to interrupt you super quick.
Another one.
Let's ride on board. Let's ride on board this man. He is fastest of all by 7/10 of a second. Victor, if we could pick him up and then you can continue.
Yeah.
Crazy. This track
right as I said
incredible.
it, he gets another top lap. Just very
he parks it. Right when I try to do it. Right when I try and give him the spotlight. Taking a look through qualifying, Josh Stoltz has spun it on his 2nd lap. He is trying to take the fight to Colazzo. Colazzo 1:04.0, the fastest lap so far tonight. I feel really bad that I interrupted you, but I wanted just to ride on board and experience the speed so we can actually take a look on board Josh Stoltz in the 99. But go ahead, sorry.
Stoltz, a newcomer here in the league. Actually, I've not seen his name in our result standing. I believe he must be a late...
So he has experience, as Victor Vallee lets us know. Experience on one of the endurance teams. We're not going to confirm or deny which one it is, just because we're not sure if our sources are correct. But car number 99, we ride on board. Such a magnificent track here in Mosport. It's only 10 corners, technically. The one best overtaking opportunity is into Moss Corner. We're heading down the Mario Andretti straightaway now, down to turn 8. I say this corner's commitment, this entire track is full commitment. 145 miles an hour at the apex, rounding turn 9 through the S's to White's Corner. And I think I think 90 miles an hour is the slowest apex speed except for Moss Corner. As we take a look through turn 1, very bumpy, even on line, 160 at corner exit, up the hill, down Clayton Corner to 2 and 2A, 150, dips it up. Wow! I thought he was going to end up, I thought he was going to end up in the grass. No asphalt runoff here, Justin. You put I would say a foot wrong, a wheel wrong, it's over.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a little bit of curbing in some spots, and you can use it. It does upset the car here, especially here in this hairpin, but you don't need it on the a little bit on the outside, a bit on not much on exit at all, really. But yeah, you're right. A lot of grass. If you clip it, it's a done night. It's done.
In the GT3 field, Kevin Fanning and Nick Johnson at the top of the board there. That running order has not changed as those guys are done with our laps, so we stick with Stoltz here in the 99. Rounding turn 8, rounding turn 9. We take a look at Ethan Halsey on feed in the 61. I'm keeping an eye on Stoltz. He runs it off. That lap is invalidated.
Ooh.
And Lincoln Larson's run is done. So I think it's another pole, Justin, for Hector Colazzo by 0.6 of a second in GTP.
Oh, looks to be. Colazzo looks phenomenal. He's looked phenomenal the moment he's arrived here, and while he's had a ton of wins and he's only sitting 3rd in the standings at the moment, he's been lights out since he's arrived. I think it was round 5 at Imola was his first round. He plays 2nd there, and then it's been win ever since. And looks like it might be another one here tonight, Josh, if he keeps this up. Obviously, traffic management will be a bit tricky tonight here at Mosport, but we'll see if he can prevail.
I don't think we have the graphics pulled up, but I just want to go over verbally the first couple spots in points for GTP. Dylan Gonas 309. He's not here. Fozzie Fazzillo 292. Hector Colazzo 232. We might see Fazzillo steal this away, and I don't want to disparage, if that's the correct word to use, Fozzie Fazzillo, but no fastest laps, no wins, no podiums, only one podium, and he's 2nd in points. Why do I bring this up? I believe he's run every single race versus Gonas, no wins, 6 podiums for the 47. He is not here. In GT3, Edgar Ruiz, 296, Corey Allen, 287. Those guys have been dueling all season long, so that's a 9-point advantage for Ruiz against Allen. As we are finishing up this qualifying session here. A couple of programming notes before we kick it over to the feature race here in Mosport. We have round 10 of the TWRS setups, NASA Rallycross lights in Phoenix. I know I said I wasn't going to be racing because I thought I was going to a concert. Yeah, I should plan better and not try and buy tickets to a 700 capacity venue 3 days before the show. So I'm racing, I guess. You'll see that Sunday, May 19th, 9 p.m. Eastern. Victor Vallee, James Watson, Chad Irvine deputizing for Jared Lott on play-by-play. And we have round 10 of the Overwatch Specialty Service, also in Phoenix, Monday, May 20th, 8 p.m. Eastern, starting with contenders going to supercars. Brian Sawyer, Justin Robichaud, myself, Josh Mertz for that. Round 4 of the OSRL Cup Series, Tuesday, May 21st at the Bristol Motor Speedway. And Atlanta was incredible. Auto Club was incredible. This series putting on a show every single week. Victor Vallee, Cody Erdman, Ethan Halsey for that. And the finale of Season 4 of the OSRL GT Series at the Fuji Speedway in Japan. And if we reference the NASA GR86 race in Fuji, this series is going to be equally as great. Thursday, May 23rd, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Brian Sawyer should be back. Had some personal matters to deal with. Hopefully you're healing up, my friend. We'll have Justin Robichaud and myself, Josh Mertz, for that. So, Justin, we've got a couple minutes here. I don't know if they're going to kick it forward, but we'll just have a little bit of a coffee chat.
Whoa. No, we need
to qualify.
We need to get Dan Carrino. I was watching him. I let off a bit of breath. It might have come through on my microphone, but Dan Carrino, this is his final lap now, but his last one shot him to 3rd place, Josh. So Dan looking fantastic, and this lap's looking a little good, so barring any mistakes.
Off he goes.
I killed it. I absolutely killed it, Josh. It was looking all right. He was pushing really hard, but P3 off that last one, fantastic.
I want to try and pick up Jordan Martin Boisvert
Stephen
in the
Koshow's out there.
499.
Stephen Koshow's out.
Picking up his first lap, and Koshow's out, so we'll try and take a look. If you want to keep a look at Koshow on your monitor, I'm keeping a look at Boisvert. Boisvert exiting turn 1, down to 2 and 2A. Full commitment. I cannot believe it. He did run it off. Pushing wide.
Big time.
In
so did Koshow.
499.
Koshow deleted Kosho deleted his lap. Quick update. He's running off the pits one more time. I think this might be his final run. And what a beautiful BMW this is here. I mean, just a phenomenal looking car. He's going to roll off. He might have one. Yeah, he's going to heat them up and then go off for one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we will have potentially a dash for pole. I might have spoken a little bit too soon. I didn't realize that Jordan Martin Boisvert did not run his qualifying laps. My apologies on that one. So Kosho looking good potentially. He is, looks like it's about 7/10 down on Kevin
He's on a warm-up,
Fanning.
I think, at the moment. He has to be on a warm-up, I think. He just rolled off on the pits, so I haven't been watching more there, but yeah. Here he goes here.
Across the start-finish line to begin his second qualifying lap. He's been electric in the few races that I've been able to catch here in OSRL, especially in Belgium. Rounding turn 1, up the hill, 2 and 2A, full commitment, 150, 160 miles an hour at the apex, fully planted. Rounding the corner of turn number 3. Quebec corner runs it wide, and he's going to have to delete that lap. Back to Steven Kosho. He begins his third and final lap, Justin.
He does, and he's going to dive in here, and this is his, I think it's his final opportunity, Josh, so he's going to push very hard, I think. Oh, turn 2, so tricky. The car wants to float on you, so you really do have to be careful. A little bit of a break to get some grip on the front right, but you really need to be fully committed, and he goes a bit wide. That might not be a 1X. I think he's good. He's hugging the inside here. He's doing very well. This is a great little run here, Josh, and he's going to mount another hill, but this one's a full commitment. You need to be full on the throttle and just trust that the car's going to make it. And then into the hairpin.
5A, 5B, 5C, Moss corner. We'll pick up Jordan Martin here in a minute. When we take a look at Steven Kosho in the 37, winner last week in the GT3 class in Road America. I'm keeping an eye off monitor at Jordan Martin Boisvert. We'll pick him up when Kosho finishes his lap. So Kosho up the hill through the Mario Andretti straightaway down to turn 8, 156 on corner entry at the apex, 116 miles an hour in the BMW, rounding turn 9.
It has to be a great final corner, Josh.
Off the final corner, this is going to be perfect timing across the line. Steven Kosho, 116.5. He does not. We go to Jordan Martin Boisvert, final car on a qualifying run. Rounding turns 2 and 2A. Full commitment again, 164, and I think that's going to be an invalidated lap, and it is, and he knows it. And he
just drives off, yeah. I've done the same thing before. You got one chance left, and that's it, and
we saw that. Try not to NASA plug, but we saw it with Kieran Lifflander a couple days ago in Daytona.
Yeah. I mean, I've done it myself.
Shot.
Yeah. You got one shot, and you end it very early in turns 2. You park the car really quickly. That's one way to do it, I guess.
Hector Colazzo, pole position in GTP by 0.6 of a second over Josh Stoltz. And it's a further, actually, no, they're equal on pace. Him and Fazillo there. Lincoln Larson, Cody Hayhurst, Guillermo Seguenza, Matt Kingsbury, 29th overall. Jordan Martin Boisvert, 31st overall. I can't remember, apologies here, but I can't remember if they're going to grid that far back or if they're just going to grid. Victor Vallee confirms it. Thank you, sir. They will grid at the end of the GTP field. So 8 GTPs. And the rest, 23 GT3s. Kevin Fanning, Nick Johnson, Corrido, Ferretti, and Jay Smart, the top 5 in class there. So, a little bit of a interesting qualifying session. We thought we were going to have some timing shaking laps, and we did not, Justin. But here we are.
No, and a few people save it to the end. We should know by now, I guess, Josh. There are some big names out there that like to just save it to the end. They get some screen time. They get broadcast time for it. I want to give you.
Yeah. Dan Corrido just popped in our YouTube chat. First of all, focus on driving. Second of all, he said the third lap was around a 1:15.7 when he went off track. That would have been P2 in GT3.
Oh no. Oh.
The heartbreak.
Yeah. From my screen, it looked like it was good. If he had a good exit off that corner, it was smooth sailing. Really, it was just dirty air that was going to dictate the rest of it. But I think he had it. Yeah, just unfortunate mistake.
As qualifying is wrapped up and the grid is finalized, it's going to be Hector Colazzo and Josh Stoltz on the front row of the grid. Fozzie Fazillo, Lincoln Larson, Cody Hayhurst, Guillermo Seguenza, Matt Kingsbury, Jordan Martin Boisvert in 7th and 8th in GTP. Kevin Fanning, Nick Johnson, Dan Corritto, Rob Ferretti, Jay Smart, Christian Oquendo, Stephen Costio, Corey Allen, Ethan Halsey, and Edgar Ruiz down to 16th. 17th, Luke Kledzik, Juanchi Raquena, Omar Esvito, Tim Brokaw, Mike Hill, Nathan Branham, Stephen Ryan, and Donnie Heineman in 24th. Jeff Cartwright, Nick Vincent, Robert Hadley, Yun Gonzalez, Matt Kingsbury, like I said, Jordan Martin Boisvert, like I said, and Brianna Lavin rounding out the grid. 31 cars, 8 GTPs, and 23 GT3s. It's going to be a good one.
Oh, it's going to be a fantastic race, Josh. I love this track. Maybe I'm a bit biased because I'm Canadian, but this is a fantastic course. Very old school. It's such a roller coaster. There are so many like blind crests and turns that really just make your stomach float to your throat, Josh, almost. And it's so much fun to race, and I'm excited here to watch it tonight.
Thanks for joining us on the Automotive Sports Network as we are about to roll for the formation lap of the OSRL GT Series here in Mosport. Colazzo and Stoltz on the front row of the grid. And is this going to be another conversation of Hector Colazzo 0.6 of a second up on the field? Is that genuine pace? Was it a fluke? We'll have to see. I mean, the pace, I questioned it in Road America when he was a second or 2 seconds faster than the rest of the field, and it was true. So we got 45 minutes to figure it out.
And if someone has it, Josh, our four-time winner, 4 in a row. He definitely has it in the tank. I think he has a lot to prove, and he definitely wants to do it here as we start this really long formation lap. Looks like we're going to have a full one, Josh, as they roll off with our pace car.
And Stoltz and Colazzo, like I said, on the front row of the grid. Fazillo and Larson, Hayhurst, Sequenza, Kingsbury, and Boisvert did grid 7th and 8th. We thought originally that they were going to be at the back of the field, but those two GTPs will grid at the back of the GTP field. And then Kevin Fanning leads the GT3 field. Nick Johnson. And everyone's wondering, where is Hector Colazzo going? He is trying to become the pace car here, apparently.
It does look like that. Yeah, Josh, he's a way ahead. I don't know. Having fun, I guess. He lets it go by now, but yeah, we drop back to the GT3 field. This is what I'm looking at right here. This is going to be a very interesting start. It's going to be very packed. This track, very action-packed. There's a great draft opportunity. Excellent pass here on the hairpin. So I'll be watching this as you'll be taking our exciting prototype start here.
As Colazzo and Stoltz on the front row. Hopefully we don't have an issue like we did last week, but the track is super narrow. And just like Road America, there isn't many tarmac runoffs like in the modern Grand Prix tracks in Europe.
Right.
Very old school, like you said a few moments ago. You dip a right rear or a left rear onto the grass, and you're going to get sucked in. And 9 times out of 10, it is going to be race ending. Unless you're counting your lucky stars before you hit the fence.
Or you're not on the brakes. And if you're on the brakes, it's done. But Stoltz here, a driver, he's new to the series, so he's going to be in the mix here. Colazzo, Fazillo, Larson, these guys, they're going to have to feel this guy out. I'm not sure if they've raced with him before, so he's going to be a new personality, a new driving style out there. They'll have to adapt a little bit. Traffic, it's going to be crazy here, Josh. Like you said, narrow track. Super excited to see how they make out. Might be survivability here.
They're all down the order, the top 3 in the GT3 points, but we'll just have to wait and see as the race goes on. Safety car is off. We get ready to go green with Hector Colazzo and Josh Stoltz on the front row of the grid. Green flag in Canada and a huge jump by Colazzo down to turn number 1. Side by side, Fazillo and Larson, the two touched by netcode, and around Fazillo goes. He saves it in the GT. Around one more. It is Fazillo, he is in the center of the track unless he's gotten off the track as the GT3s begin. We're single file for the most part. Did we have a huge slow up? We did. With Jeff Cartwright off the track as Robert Hadley. I'll try and back it up. One car around. It's Corey Allen from the 8th spot. I'm trying to take a look off monitor. Christian Oquendo spun in front of Stephen Coscio, came across into Corey Allen, and the 42 in the back of the field, Justin.
Oh, boy, and I'm really just trying to take notes here and catch up on what happened in the GT3 field. Our start right off the first corner, it looks like Christian Oquendo got a little bit loose, got in front of a couple other drivers. I think that Stephen Coscio turned a couple others. I'm trying to find out who else was involved. It's the 45 here, the 42.
Corey Allen got turned.
Corey Allen got turned, and it was literally a parking lot on the front straight. Very reminiscent of what we had last week. I was almost expecting, I was holding my breath for another caution almost, but they seem to get the track cleared up pretty quickly. There's a couple people that came out rather turned, if you will, and we'll see how that shakes down.
So we have 7 GTPs left after Fazillo is in the pit lane, and we've got, I don't think anyone in GT3 off the track. Kevin Fanning leads at the end of the first lap by 0.3 of a second. Call it 3.5 over Nick Johnson in the 717. Dan Carrito a further 0.6 back there. In Moss Corner, we can keep on the GT3s, but Cody Hayhurst again going to sympathy corner. He has spun in the 98. And Colazzo beginning to pull away. Gap is 1.8 seconds, climbing down the Mario Andretti straightaway for our GTP leader. We'll still focus on Fanning versus Johnson down the hill of turn 4, up the hill of 5A, 5B, Moss Corner. You can make so much time up, but you could also lose so much time. And deeper on the brakes was Johnson, down the dip through 5A, 5B. And Edgar Ruiz has dropped down the order in car number 80. I'm taking a look off monitor to see what happened. Points leader.
Boy, yeah. Very far down there.
He started from the pit lane, gentlemen. He started from the pit lane in the 80. Which I don't know if it's a good move or a bad move. And really quick, the GTPs are trying to make their way through traffic already. Lincoln Larson all over Josh Stoltz. They've caught Christian Oquendo. They've caught Corey Allen. And this brings Stoltz, Larson, and Matt Kingsbury all together for second place in GTP. Wow. Ruiz passes Rakenna. Donnie Heineman passes Cartwright as the moves are beginning, as the traffic has already been caught for some of those guys that had some issues. Lincoln Larson and Matt Kingsbury. Larson looks driver's right, down to turn 8, 160 on the apex. Stoltz has to hit the brakes mid-corner to not hit him, and the man who won the first couple rounds of the championship will take the second spot, left her on the curb, slid it through the corner, though.
Wow. You have to think that was a little bit of a conservative move from Stoltz, who doesn't really know all the driving styles. Like I said, I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but maybe Stoltz is the one that's playing a little bit conservative tonight, Josh. He definitely let that position up a little bit easier. Maybe he's just going to take it and fight a little bit later. It is very early in this race. I mean, we're hitting traffic, but it is only lap 4 here, so fantastic. The excitement already beginning as we have a lot more to go.
As points are going to be shaken up for sure if Corey Allen stays at the bottom of the field. Remember, coming in, he had a decent points advantage. This GT3 field all moving all over the place. The slipstream for either class down the Mario Andretti straightaway is going to be incredible. We just saw Larson made that move on Stoltz into turn number 8. And Lincoln Larson trying to make his way through the traffic. Hector Colazzo, of course, first car to make it through the traffic. He is lapped up to 25th overall. Nick Vincent in car number 12. And now, Justin, if you look ahead, Colazzo coming up on Robert Hadley, coming up on Rakenna, Ruiz, and Branham, and those three are having their own battle, and it's such a faster car. How are you going to make your way around?
Are they ever? That's the battle I've been watching right now. Edgar Ruiz, our points leader. Oh my word, he's getting squeezed a bit.
Grass. Ruiz lets him by.
Unbelievable.
Through 5A, trying to get by Yun Gonzalez. Does Gonzalez know he's there? In the Mercedes-Benz. He's backing up traffic.
Prototype.
Lincoln Larson trying to get through. This looks like the highway in the city of Chicago when everyone's trying to make through the traffic and you can't get it.
And there's 3 more on the way, Josh. They'll probably make it by. but I see 2 more in the rear view yet again. Wow, this is traffic heavy. I would, my heart's racing right now just watching this. I can't imagine being in the car at the moment through the final couple corners here with Edgar Ruiz, who's really putting on quite a charge here in 15.
This has allowed the top 5, Justin, to be within 2 seconds of the race leader. This is the closest margin we've seen. Dare I say it, this track is so small, I don't think Hector's going to be able to pull away like he did in Wisconsin last week.
Oh, I know we're not on him at the moment.
Track!
But
Right wheel on the bird! He saved it! Wow!
Oh, boy!
Stoltz has lost it. And nearly, I think he did hit the wall. He got turned. Did he get turned by a GT3? No, he lost it on corner entry. Car got light.
Doesn't look good. I'm peeking in on Stoltz right now. I'm trying to see if he has any damage.
Front end damage,
looks
torn
like
up.
He's fighting something.
One
for
car
sure.
off. Jordan Martin boy there. He saves it. Crosses the road to try and get back on track. And now with the traffic coming into play, these guys are going to lose their focus of staying on the road. And the ever so prevalent grass and dirt is going to bite them. Colazzo, I'm astounded he saved that car in turn 2.
Oh,
astounded.
I'm astounded too. I couldn't formulate words. I could just formulate screams. It was just incredible. I didn't even know what was happening.
Larson.
Really, there was a whole bunch going on here.
Colazzo up the hill to turn 2. Don't worry. That's why I'm here for you, Justin. To handle it all. As Colazzo leads Larson.
Tail.
Larson nose super loose.
Oh man, he knows he has Larson right there, so he's fighting hard. Colazzo building a bit of a lead again, but they're coming into some more traffic here again. We'll see what happens here. This is our straight again. Both seem to be out and away. No problems here, Josh.
Open setup series, remember, so these guys have different philosophies on these cars. Ooh. Potentially.
Possibly.
Larson
Sittings, maybe.
Down to Mario Andretti straight away. Looking for the slipstream. Gaining. Stoltz has retired in the 99. So take him out of it. He's in the pit lane. Larson, 410s down on Colazzo, rounding turn 10.
Oh, a little bit loose as Larson.
Yeah.
Little tight on exit. So he's pushing very hard here now, Josh, trying to catch up. And this is really one of our closest battles. The only other one right now, I believe, is Edgar Ruiz. It looks like he's making a move on Yoon Gonzalez, and he does. And there's some traffic here as well.
Guillermo trying to make his way through in the 17 in 6th in class, tiptoeing his way through the traffic. Colazzo beginning to stretch his legs, 0.6 of a second from him to Larson, as it looks like they've dispatched the GT3 field for the first time around. And I suspect we're going to see probably another lap put on the GT3 field just because of how quick these GTPs are going.
Oh, absolutely. It seems to be every few laps, 3 or 4, give or take, depending on how much traffic they hit. And they're making the rounds again, so wow. And based on my timing screen, it looks like we're going to hit about 40 laps, so call it 10 times. They're going to have to pass these drivers. I don't like it. I don't like it. My heart's, like I said, it's racing just watching these guys navigate this traffic. I would not want to be in there at the moment trying to dodge all of these very, very high-speed cars in these very high-speed corners.
Stoltz, I stand corrected. Stoltz did not retire. He has used his fast repair. We're currently focused on, it looks like, is this Nick Johnson and Smart. As it is down the order. So 0.7 of a second from Colazzo to Larson. Rob Ferretti leading Stephen Costio. Sequenza has pitted in the 17. So are we seeing early pit stops for a couple of these guys? Stoltz has ran it off the track again in turn 1. And this is harder damage than it was before. The rear wing is torn to pieces. In the 99, it goes from bad to worse.
Absolutely worse. As I'm watching Edgar Ruiz, he's making great movement here, sitting P12 overall. But the big battle we're watching it right now is Stephen Costio on Rob Ferretti. It seems like some pit strategies are coming into play, but it might just be through damage. Maybe some people are hitting stuff up. I suspected Stoltz was just gonna maybe sip a bit of fuel and just bide his time, but that issue in turn 1 just ended all that, as Kosho looks like he's gonna make a move here on Ferretti on the inside. Ferretti on the inside here makes it stick. Big
Smart
time.
has gotten by Nick Johnson. Kosho gets by Ferretti. I stand corrected. I thought Johnson. Thought we were talking about Johnson. We were talking about Ferretti with the teammates, the identical cars. Huge run for Ferretti off the final corner. Ferretti run through turn 1. We take a look up through GTP. Lincoln Larson gaining again on Colazzo, and he's going to run into Donnie Heineman at the worst possible spot. Heineman stays out of the way. Rounding turn 9. Rounding turn 10. I can't understate how inch perfect you have to be. I talk about it on the NASA Rallycross broadcast, but especially here.
Definitely.
If you dip your right rear, left rear to the dirt, you're gone. Victor, if we can pick up Edgar Ruiz and Steven Ryan, I'll keep an eye on the GTP battle on my monitor, because these guys are battling for the 11th position. Or actually, I wish we had to do like a triple box, because we've got Kosho, Ferretti, and Kletzik within 0.7 of a second. We've got Larson within 0.4 of a second. Gonzalez, Rakenna. Gonzalez looks to the inside of Esvito. That is for the 13th spot in class in GT3.
Ferretti looks hungry right now on
Here
Kosho for
comes
this position.
in the 55 to get by them.
Oh boy. It's spicy.
Gonzalez slipstreaming. 45 against the 18, looking for a way around. He leaves the door open. To the inside goes Gonzalez. Into turn number 8, Esvito, plenty of room to Gonzalez. On the outside, does he make it stick? He does! Here comes Colazzo. Here comes Larson. This brings in the GTP battle as they get by. The second time they've lapped them. Colazzo dancing the rear end of this car around through turn 1, up the hill, turn 2, running into Ryan, Ruiz, and Fazzillo next. 0.3 of a second from Colazzo to Larson. Colazzo gets held up by the 36 of Ryan. Will they pass Ruiz? Ruiz has to stay in a lane. He minds his own business, and Larson 1/10.5 away. Will we see a pass? They're coming up on a couple of other slower cars. 0.2 is the gap. Complaining under braking through turn 5B, Moss corner, down the straightaway, and Larson will have the slipstream. Dare I say it, he might get it here. Heading to turn number 8, we've lost Jordan Martin Boisvert. I think he has crashed in the 499.
He has.
Battle for the lead.
The traffic here, Josh, so...
Colazzo holds the spot over Larson. Is he going to run into Tim Brokaw at the worst possible spot? He will. Here comes Larson. Lincoln Larson over the curb. It's a 10th. Make it 2/10 in it for the race lead, and both of them fully focused. They're coming up on Fozzie Fazzillo, trying to run for his life. In the 55, Ethan Halsey, the next GT3 car to dispatch. Closest battle we have on track is for the GTP lead. Next car will be Kletzik, then it's Ferretti, Kosho. They weave their way through the field.
Oh, boy. It's going to get messy here in a moment, Josh. Once we get into hairpin, I think there's going to be a bit of blocking maneuvers here.
Colazzo's got nowhere to go, Justin.
Oh, no!
He's got to find a way around. Exiting Moss corner, back up again. The Mario Andretti straightaway. Full speed, full commitment. Larson's got a better run this time. He was 0.3 the last time around, 0.2 this time around, getting the slipstream, gaining, trying to find a way around. Where is he going? To the inside, trying to make something happen on Colazzo. Flew around Nick Johnson. As we head to the final couple of corners, they're going to run into Jay Smart potentially on the apex, and Colazzo 0.3 of a second. Fozzie Fazzillo running for his life, like I said in the 55, into turn 1 again is Colazzo versus Larson. Larson has been gapped by 0.75 of a second now, and everybody cooling down, taking a break. Rakenna, Esvito, and Branham closest battle. We'll pick that up in a minute. Fazzillo knows he's in the middle of the race battle, so he gets out of the way of the race leader.
It still fizzles out that battle quite a bit. That traffic really shook things up. And with him right there, this doesn't help whatsoever as Larson goes around, Josh! He goes around a hairpin and he just cups out.
Lincoln Larson is going to lose some time. He tried to get by Dan Carrito. He hit the curb, and that sent him into Carrito, and the gap has grown to 3.4. And Larson, did we catch that? He is not happy at Carrito. He thinks that's Carrito's fault.
He does. He sent a little fake hip check there, almost like I'm mad at you. That was bad. So, oof. I don't know. I'm not sure. He tried to go up on the inside. I think he didn't really have the room, and
he clipped.
And just
he didn't have.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to race control it, but I just want to say my opinion.
I mentioned it. That's one you don't want to touch.
He clipped the curb. That sent him into Carrito. That's not Carrito's fault, but I try not to race control something from the commentary box. So let's get a race reset here. Hector Colazzo, 4 seconds up on Lincoln Larson. Matt Kingsbury, 8.3 behind Larson. He's 12.3 seconds off the lead. Cody Hayhurst sits in the 4th spot. Guillermo Seguenza still on track in the 17, just trying to get track time in that prototype. Edgar Ruiz closing on Tim Brokaw. This is for the 10th spot in GT3. Looks like it's the closest battle so far that we have. The Ford versus the BMW. Remember, our points leader, Edgar Ruiz, started from the pit lane, and he's making his way through the field trying to get into 10th.
Well, I'm watching Dan
Corey Allen. Corey Allen still way down the order in 19th in class, so this will be a good points day for Ruiz if he can continue the momentum. Sorry, Justin, continue about Dan Carrito.
No, you're fine. No, Dan, it looked like Dan was having an issue. He wasn't, actually. He was just allowing a prototype car to go by, so just disregard. He's sitting pretty comfortably in 2nd right now. He's not too far off Kevin Fanning. There's still an opportunity here. Both of these drivers haven't pit. Actually, the top 3 haven't pit, Josh, yet. So there's still some strategies in play here. As we come pretty close to the halfway point of the race.
As Colazzo pushing super hard, 1 minute 4.8. The last lap for Larson, 1 minute 5.3. They are really in the same zip code. It's a shame. Fozzie was a 1 minute 5.8, but had those issues on the first lap, and Josh Stoltz was looking good until those couple mistakes here a little bit earlier on, but he's back on track, so he must have dealt with the repair time and just trying to get the track time in the Porsche. As Brokaw and Ruiz still battling for the 10th spot.
Ooh, this one's looking good. Looks like it actually looks like Ruiz is poised to try to make a move here. He is. He's going on the outside.
He does.
Sets him up for the inside. Oh, he goes right around. Forget the inside and hairpin. I'll just go right around you and just take it out on the exit. So what a move here from Edgar Ruiz on Tim Brokaw for. That's the 10th position, so Edgar Ruiz just slowly climbing up, and he's got his pit stop done already here, Josh.
As Rob Ferretti trying to gain on Steven Koscho for the 5th position in class.
Oh, sorry, yes, Edgar Ruiz.
Fanning, Carrito, Smart, top 3.
Yeah, disregard Edgar Ruiz's pit stop because he started from the pit, so the pit lane that I'm seeing is actually from his exit.
Counts it as that.
Right, so he still hasn't pit yet, just like the rest of them. But still, regardless, starting from the pit, sitting in 10th, not a bad little feat here, and he seems to be making ground.
So, we're looking at Rob Ferretti and Steven Koscho. And Omar Azevedo has pitted, and so has, Yun Gonzalez is not. I'm just taking a look at my timing screen. It's lighting up like a Christmas tree. Oh. And I think we should step aside before the pit stops begin. So we are going to step aside, go side by side here in ASN. We'll be back shortly here in Mosport.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to nordvpn.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds it.
Side between these two and turn one. This is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap clock at the inside line. McLaughlin contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. In the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up heading to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Ronnie's going to hold his spot. We welcome you back live to Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, also known as Mosport, for round 10 of the OSRL GT Series here on the Automotive Sports Network. With Victor Vallee in the production truck, Justin Robichaud next to me in the commentary box. My name is Josh Mertz. We've had some crazy action throughout the break. We have caught the race at the perfect time as we are about to begin pit stops. Hector Colazzo is 4.7 seconds up on Lincoln Larson. We saw Cody Hayhurst split the middle on some GT3s. And then drive it off the road, getting super excited. I'm taking a look at Christian Oquendo. At least he was 0.3 down on Corey Allen. Allen's having some warp issues, so second place man in points in front of Oquendo. That's for 11th in class. Kevin Fanning still leads Dan Carrito by a 1.5 seconds, Justin.
Yeah, there's quite a few drivers here that were in some mishaps earlier that are coming out after all, well, not after the pits, but very soon they could be in great position here. Edgar Ruiz, 8th in class. Corey Allen, 11th in class. Christian Oquendo, 12th in class at the moment after his pit, or after a pit, I should say. He was in a mess here on lap 1. So there's some interesting storylines playing out here. Some drivers that if they just stick with it and finish this race, I think they can be in good position, Josh. I mean, relatively speaking, so to speak, but something to be proud of here, given what's happened so far.
So Edgar Ruiz has just gotten by Ethan Halsey. Halsey's in the pit lane. I'm just waiting for my timing to light up, like I've said, like a Christmas tree. And everyone still kind of running their own races. So I just want to stretching it out for sure. McKenna gets by Halsey as Halsey leaves the pit lane. Cameras for tonight's broadcast. Just want to bring this up real quick while I have a minute. Brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/Whiplash Media. Thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV. Your work is not going unnoticed by me. I appreciate everything that you've done to help us out. And if you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and ring the bell to be notified of our live streams on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, along with our short-form video content courtesy of Jess Rakowski. If you like your content broadcasted as well, please visit asntvUSA.com. So, like I said, it is calming down for the most part And right as I say that, the Christmas tree lights up, Justin. We've got Yun Gonzalez, half a second up on Wanchi Requena. Corey Allen, 7/10 up on Robichaud. Nick Johnson pits in the 717. He's been up front as well. Let's pick up Requena versus Gonzalez. This is for 8th in class. Requena, full commitment into turn number 9. Had to correct a slide there in car number 2, rounding the final corner, and it's still half a second is the gap. Lincoln Larson from 2nd in GTP has spun on the exit of the pit lane. He hit the bumps and over-corrected, and all around he went.
Oh, no, and he's collected it here in front of this GT3 car just trailing behind, and he seems to be on track again, but what a mistake from Lincoln Larson. This
puts Hector Colazzo 53 seconds ahead of Matt Kingsbury in the 021. Colazzo yet to pit, but he's put everybody 2 laps down from Hayhurst down the order. Larson spins again.
And has
to let Nathan Branham by. He had to let Colazzo by. He is a lap down, Justin. 30 seconds ago, he was 5 seconds off the lead.
And he can't like that whatsoever. I was just about to say that he still has an opportunity. There's a lot of race left to catch up to Matt Kingsbury. He wasn't terribly far behind, but that latest spin, I don't want to say it puts it out of reach. Anything can happen here, but definitely a very tall mountain to climb for Lincoln Larson
Colazzo pits in the 25 from the race lead, a dominating lead of 53 seconds in the 25, trying to go for 5 wins in a row.
Yeah, and it should be a great and an easy exit for him. Traffic really going to be the only issue for him. We'll see how he fares on pit exit, Josh.
As he should be 15 seconds ahead on pit exit, as we've been informed. Taking a look at Requena versus Gonzalez here, boys. Into turn 2. The gap is 0.2 of a second for 7th in class. This is the closest battle. It's been raging on for a few laps. They were equal on lap times the last time around. I'm keeping a look off monitor at the GTP battle. Off the road goes Gonzalez. He gives up the lead.
And this is going to give Requena a great position. Oh, no, he's gone. Far gone.
Hayhurst.
Oh, boy.
Requena's going to stay out of the way of Cody Hayhurst in the 98. Colazzo exits the pit lane. You are dead on the money, Victor. 14 seconds is the gap from him to Matt Kingsbury in 2nd.
He comes out clean. Traffic not even an issue for Colazzo here. He gets clean air. Very crucial clean air in these first few corners. They're very tricky. You don't want to be trying to dodge people here. So an opportunity just to climb this gap even further. Lincoln Larson here trying to catch up to Matt Kingsbury in 2nd.
He's got 11.7 seconds, does Larson, to catch Kingsbury. Then it's another 14 to catch Colazzo, and they're the only 3 cars on the lead lap. Gonzalez trying to catch Requena, but he had Fozzie Fazzillo in the way in the 55 as the Cadillac flashes the headlights at the Porsche. Gap is 0.7 of a second. Trying to take a look at Rob Ferretti versus... What happened as, Corey Allen has pitted. He was tumbling down the order. I didn't know that he pitted or not. Ferretti passes Donnie Heineman. Donnie Heineman's off the lead lap. So just flicking through and trying to find something through this field. And I think Requena, Gonzalez, and then if you look a little bit further back, Nick Johnson, 0.8 of a second behind. This is a battle for the 7th spot in GT3.
Yeah, our super speeders Porsche here. He's just sitting right there in that 9th position. He's really hoping for a battle up ahead. I know for a fact he wants Edgar Ruiz to get up here. Sorry, Yun Gonzalez to get up here and push it to Requena.
Kevin Fanning pits. Kevin Fanning has pitted. Corritto has pitted. Jay Smart has pitted. Stephen Costro has pitted. Kledrick has pitted. This puts Ruiz to the race lead in GT3 from the points leader that started from the pit lane. Does he have enough fuel to make it?
Oh boy, Requena and Gonzalez don't pit either. They stay out here. Probably they must have 1 or 2 more of them, maybe not much. They're literally threading through traffic here, exiting on the pits as well. Josh, this
contact nearly between Costro and Gonzalez. This is a battle for 4th through 8th in class. And they've got the GTPs trying to weave their way through.
And Requena and Gonzalez both haven't pit yet either, so these drivers out on their outlaps, they must not love this at all.
And while Josh Stoltz is on in a different class, he's passing these guys for the overall positions. Off the road! Off the road goes McKenna, pummels the wall!
Oh, he gets
some
it,
damage on the left
but he's going to be
side of that
Robichaud
Porsche.
here. He might lose even more here.
Here comes our race leader, Colazzo. Kingsbury pits, or no, Kingsbury did not pit. Lincoln Larson has gotten by Matt Kingsbury. Matt Kingsbury had an issue in turn 2. He spun it in the 021. We've got a battle for second. Kevin Fanning passes Ruiz, who pits in the 80, the points leader.
Yeah, Matt Kingsbury's clinging on.
Dan
After mistaken, he goes off again. Matt Kingsbury just he makes it even worse for himself. And that's a mistake you don't want to make. Laps are just bleeding away here, Josh. You do not want to be giving up time like this. Matt just looking a little bit shuffled.
Gonzalez and Rakowski have pitted in the GT3 field, so let's try and get a reset. Once Ruiz exits, he is battling. He's going to be battling Halsey, it looks like, on exit for 8th in class. Holds the spot.
Oh, boy, and it's close.
He's 2.4 seconds away from Rob Ferretti as the points leader, Edgar Ruiz. 24.8 seconds is what Lincoln Larson has to make up with 12.5 minutes left. But the pace differential, I stand corrected. The best lap from Hector Colazzo was a 1 minute 4.875. Best lap for Lincoln Larson, 1 minute 4.971. So there's no pace advantage, but Lincoln's mistakes earlier on.
Yeah, and Matt Kingsbury has that fast lap at the moment, but yeah, he just doesn't seem to have the consistency. I don't know if he's getting shaken up with traffic or if he's just getting a little bit loose. Maybe the setup's not quite agreeing late in this race, but clearly having some issues here tonight. He starts to just drop off on Lincoln Larson. The gap now sitting at about 3 seconds.
It was Stephen Ryan in front of the race leader, but he saved it.
Oh, seemed to. And a little bit of movement up here as it looks like Stoltz is starting to pass Fanning here. And this might be to regain some position on that lap spread. Maybe even get near the lead lap again, Josh.
Closest battle right now, Yun Gonzalez, Mike Hill, and Christian Oquendo, with Cody Hayhurst making his way through in the Acura. Hayhurst super aggressive tonight. Here. Gonzalez holds the 10th spot in class. Corey Allen is 2.5 tenths behind Tim Brokaw, so we've got a couple battles back-to-back here in GT3, Justin. Off the road went Gonzalez in the 45.
Ooh, a little bit did he, and this is going to be an interesting battle. It doesn't look super close yet, but there are a couple opportunities for these drivers to make up a lot of time. We've got hairpin coming up in just a few corners, but Corey Allen sitting in the back. He's really harassing Tim Brokaw in his Ford here. We'll see. There might be something brewing up here in this battle for the 12th position.
As Gonzalez, Hill, Oquendo, you can even put Tim Brokaw, you can even put Corey Allen. Brokaw loops it lazily in Moss corner, and around he went in the 111.
Oh,
Oquendo, 3 tenths away from Mike Hill.
Thankfully, it doesn't take out Allen there either. That's if I'm gonna spin, I would love it to not take someone else for sure. So just a bad mistake as Corey Allen just moves on. He's not too...
Oquendo looks inside on Mike Hill for the 10th position, trying to look drivers left now. Hill runs it wide. It's going to open the door up for Oquendo. Ferrari versus Porsche. Halfway past, Oquendo clears him into turn 1. Hill trying to try the outside, can't make it stick. Bumpy through turn 1. Oquendo slides across, closes the door on Hill in the 84.
Mike is looking for something
Next
here. He's hoping
Oquendo
can get a bit loose, maybe, but he's really just giving it to him, hanging on hard. And Oquendo, really, it's his position to lose at the moment. He really does have Yun Gonzalez up ahead. If he can make something happen here and defend this position and not lose too much time, he has a good chance here to stay in the top 10.
As this battle rages on, I'm taking a look at Nick Johnson versus Luke Kledzik. This is for 5th in GT3. Half a second in it between these two in the 5th position. Bad news for any Josh Stoltz fans. He has retired properly in the 99. He crashed again, but this time it was turn 3. One way off the track. It's Nathan Branham in the 03 from the 24th position. Kledzik, 3/4 of a second down on Nick Johnson. That is the gap. He was 4/10. Sorry, not 4/10. He was 6/10 faster, the last time around. Then Nick Johnson was the 66 to the 717.
And Christian Oquendo getting a little bit of he's making a bit of a charge here on Yoon Gonzalez. Mike Hill makes a mistake in the final corner, goes off the track, bleeds a ton of time, but Yoon Gun's a bit wide. Oquendo goes really early into the corner, gets a steeper apex. He's setting up here for a bit of an over-under. I think he wants that inside line here, Josh, because he can set himself up, and Gonzalez holds it off. He wants that inside line going into hairpin, and it's a great move. He's going to let that inside go because he knows he has the advantage here.
Heading to Moss corner, will we see an over-under from the 0-1 to the 45? He gets nuts by Mike Hill! Hill stops in the racing line! Corey Allen involved.
Oh, my. Oh,
Mike Hill trying to do the gentlemanly thing and let him go, but he stops in the racing line. And Corey's got some damage on the front end of that BMW.
Oh, ouch. And Oquendo really had to check up hard there. It did look like he was going for that over move and just misjudged. Wow,
Costco had a mistake. Costco makes a mistake, exiting turn number 1, clipped the dirt. Nearly, he did. He tank slapped the wall. He gets passed by Kledzik. Kledzik up to 5th, and Johnson up to 4th. Let's get a reset. Kevin Fanning leads Corritto, leads Smart. Corey Allen battling still. The lead in GTP has not changed as we take 7.5 minutes left to go.
Best battle at the moment. It really seems to be for that 14th spot. Nick Vincent holding off Stephen Ryan here. The rest of the battle seem to be fizzling out. We've got a couple that are within a second, but at that mark, and it's not quite as exciting. But Ryan making a charge
So
here
let's do this. Given the circumstances, the battle's kind of fizzling out. Let's ride on board Lincoln Larson, trying to chase down Hector Colazzo. 27 seconds is the gap, but let's just experience this Mosport track in a GTP. I want to break us out of this real quick because Colazzo in the final corner had to stomp on the brakes to try and not run into Guillermo Seguenza, and then Jay Smart looped it from the 9th spot. He is retired.
Oh, boy. A very, just a bad late mistake. You don't want to be doing stuff like that, but the tire degradation is real, Josh, and depending on what they've opted for in the pits, it looks like a lot of drivers here may have taken tires based on some of their pit times. Yeah, who knows how the tires are. It's been a long time since I've run Mosport in a GT3, truthfully, Josh.
Lincoln Larson is on a mission, ladies and gentlemen. His last lap was a 1:05.686. Colazzo 1:08.7. Wow. Even without traffic, Colazzo is running a mid 1:06. Gap is 23.5 seconds. I don't think there's going to be enough time, but if something goes wrong,
and a lot can,
as we'll have to take your radio style for just a moment as we have some technical issues. I'll take your radio style until we can fix that. Victor, let me know if we are all good. So, taking a look at Nick Johnson battling Luke Kledzik. Gap is 0.5 of a second. That is for the 3rd step on the podium. as they cross the start-finish line down to turn number 1. Last lap for Johnson, 1 minute 17.113. Then it's Kledzik at a 1 minute 17.154. Those two dueling it out all evening long. I'm taking a look through the field. Mike Hill and Omar Esvido. That's half a second gap between those two. Stephen Ryan and Nick Vincent, 9/10 of a second for those two for 13th in class. Nathan Branham comes across in front of Matt Kingsbury, as I think we're back live, but Branham was trying to stay out of the way of Donnie Heineman. These two are racing like it's for the World Championship, and it's for 16th in class. Kingsbury runs off in turn 3. We are back live now. Thanks for hanging with us. And Lincoln Larson still 2/10 up on Colazzo the last time around, but Justin, he's not going to have enough time, obviously.
Oh, no. And Kingsbury just reinserts himself into this little battle here as they go into hairpin. So he sits right in between Branham and Heineman as he tries to get around here. And yeah, this battle here, what are we watching now? Is Mike Hill and Mike Hill holding off Esvado. And then, like, oh boy, this is looking really good at the moment.
As something happened to Rob Ferretti in the 722. He is way down the order. I'm trying to take a look. As I think it was a couple laps ago he had an issue. It was lap 28. Just trying to take a look and see. He went off in turn 2. So he lost some time there. Kledzik battling Johnson. This is for the podium in GT3 from Johnson to Kledzik. Not missing anything up front. The only 3 cars on the lead lap are the 3 in the overall podium. It's Hector Colazzo, Lincoln Larson, Matt Kingsbury. And first race that I've seen the man from Connecticut in quite some time. Good to see him sitting on an overall podium in the 021. Him and Larson had a couple of mistakes, but the man that hasn't, Justin, is Hector Colazzo weaving his way through this traffic. We take 2 minutes to go.
Oh, yeah, he has such a great lead here. He really can be much more patient, and he's a driver we know he's very smart, so he will take his time through this traffic, play it right, make his passes at the opportune moments, and even if it bleeds a bit of time, he knows that's the right move. He knows a little bit of time here, a little bit of time there. It's going to make up in the long run if you avoid the big mistakes. So Colazzo looking fantastic for his 5th win of the season and 5th in a row, and it may even secure.
We're going to
get the point shakeout.
Think we are going to get the white flag this time around. If we'll have to see, because I think if the lap times are a minute 5 and you cross the line with a minute 6, I think it's going to be 2 laps to go. This is going to be super close. I think our timing's accurate. Colazzo comes off the final corner, crossing the start-finish line. It is 2 laps to go. He is wringing the neck of this prototype. 2 to go, 1 minute 4.7. It doesn't matter that he's 25 seconds ahead. 1 car around. It's Heineman in front of the race leader. Colazzo off the track. He saves it. Heineman is vehicular gymnastics in turn 2. Kledzik has gone off the track, battling for the 3rd spot on the podium in GT3. And take a breath. If you are Hector Colazzo with a 24-second lead and you are coming to the white flag this time and you got a car doing barrel rolls in front of you, Code Brown is what they say. That is definitely what is happening.
Absolutely.
Hayhurst has blown it up on the Mario Andretti straight.
Oh boy.
So
this is wild. This is wild. And our top 3 in GT3 is Kevin Fanning, Dan Corritto, and Nick Johnson at the moment here. And we only have a lap to go.
15 seconds left. I'm keeping an eye on Colazzo and the timing board off the final corner. Does Colazzo stop and take it? No, he takes the white flag. To the pit lane goes Stephen Ryan. And Colazzo trying to go 5 wins in a row. It has been an incredible run of consistency. And the only car to not make a mistake that wasn't of his own doing, except last lap at that corner that we just went by, after he passed the flipping Donnie Heineman. Nowhere close to the points lead before this race with the shenanigans that have happened tonight, and Dylan Gonass not here. I don't know what's going to happen with the points. We'll just have to wait and see coming into the finale next week in Fuji. But Hector Colazzo, 1 minute 6.658. He was 0.8 of a second up. Or sorry, he was slower than Larson the last time around. Apologies there. Lincoln Larson made a couple mistakes in the mid-portion of the race. So did Matt Kingsbury. Colazzo already kind of celebrating as he's going to get by Edgar Ruiz, Castro, and Guillermo Seguenza in the final set of corners. If you look at the box score for the last 5 weeks, it looks very boring. Colazzo. I can tell you it is not. Off of the final corner, car number 25, P number 1, yet again, Colazzo, 5 in a row. Winning tonight in Mosport, a long way away from Lincoln Larson in the 916, 26.7 seconds. And what could have been, as he was matching pace with the 25 all night. Final corner for Larson. He'll cross the line in second. Then it's going to be Matt Kingsbury. Kingsbury is behind the battle for the GT3 lead, as Kevin Fanning leads by 6 seconds over Dan Corritto. As what a battle we had there. But Fanning will round the final corner. And a driver that once ran back in the NASA Sports Car Challenge. Good to see him at the top step of the podium yet again. Fanning will come off the final corner and win in GT3. Another winner in GT3 off the top of my head. That is 9 out of 10 races. Wow.
Unreal.
And everybody cooling down. And at the end of the race, we had three cars on the lead lap, no cars off the lead lap. Everybody else was 2 or more laps down. As Colazzo burns it down at the start-finish line, hits the wall. Not a lot of room to work with here in Mosport, but what a performance again.
No kidding. That was a phenomenal race from Colazzo. He seemed to be picture perfect from start to finish. Maybe a few mistakes here and there, but managed to keep his cool and navigate traffic, that tough traffic here at Mosport, and come out with a solid win and just celebrating as he should.
As we're going to bring in Kevin Fanning, our GT3 winner. So Justin, he's all yours.
Kevin, do you have me? Hey, great, Kevin. Fantastic performance tonight. Walk me through that. There was a bit of drama here in the first lap, but talk me how you managed that and talk me through your strategy tonight and what led to this great win.
This track's one of my favorites, and I just tried to take it easy the first couple laps, and then just lap after lap, just try to hit the same amount of time. Traffic was a little tough at times, but yeah, I'm happy with the win, and thanks for having me.
Hey, thank you, Kevin. And who'd you like to thank tonight for this great win?
The RD sign, my teammate Tim Brokaw that raced tonight. A couple of us from the SimCar League came over to race on Thursdays as well with you guys. So appreciate you hosting us, and thanks.
Hey, thanks so much, Kevin, and fantastic win tonight here at Mosport.
Thank you.
The man of the hour, now 5 wins in a row. It's going to get to the point where it's like Max Verstappen. You just get confused when you don't win. But Hector Colazzo, Victor here in Canada. Justin, all yours.
Hector, welcome here tonight, and fantastic performance yet again. It's your 5th win in a row. That has to feel really good, despite sitting 3rd in the points. You should take a big climb tonight. I think you must be excited for the next round. Talk me through tonight's race though. You were seemingly perfect all night.
I was really happy with my performance. I feel bad for for Lincoln. He had really good pace. I thought me and him were going to be dueling probably to the end, like what happened at Road Atlanta and Spa with Jordan. I've just got unlucky through traffic. I'm really surprised on my 5th win in a row. Got the most wins in the season overall, so I'm really happy.
Fantastic. And real quick, before we send you off, who'd you like to thank tonight?
I'd like to thank the GTs for not wrecking me, like what happened to all the other ones. So
I got a question for you. Sorry to interrupt you. What went through your mind when you saw Heinemann doing vehicular gymnastics on the penultimate lap in turn 2?
I kind of pooped my pants a little bit. He literally flipped right over me as well. So I thought like I was gonna DNF completely on the final lap, and I was gonna cry. So
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I forgot about that until then. I forgot it too. So if you go back and you listen to the commentary, I'm gonna call Code Brown. I knew that had happened. All right, my friend, what a run that you're on. And we'll see you next week in Fuji.
Yeah, thank you for guys streaming as well. Yeah, have a good night.
Absolutely. Thank you. Let's take a breath and decompress, because that was wild.
Right?
As if we can take a look at the results here in Canada, and Hector Colazzo, Lincoln Larson, Matt Kingsbury on our podium, Fozzie Fazzillo, Cody Hayhurst, Guillermo Seguenza, Kevin Fanning wins in GT3, Dan Carrito second, Nick Johnson, Stephen Costcho, Edgar Ruiz, and Rob Ferretti in the 12th spot overall. As Luke Kledzik, Yun Gonzalez, Christian Oquendo, Corey Allen, Omar Esvito, Mike Hill, Nick Vincent, Wanchi Rakenna, Nathan Branham, Jeff Cartwright, Stephen Ryan, and Tim Brokaw down to 24th. And Donnie Heineman, gold medal in the vehicular gymnastics competition tonight, but it is 25th overall. Jay Smart, Josh Stoltz, Ethan Halsey, Jordan Martin Boisvert, and Robert Hadley, and Brianna Lavin. But I don't think Brianna took the green flag in the number 10. As Victor's getting a replay of this, he lost it in turn 2, and he hit a glitch on the track, and it just sent him. Yeah, and I hate to unprofessionally roll it back. Roll it back, look on board Colazzo, and watch Colazzo drive under Heineman. Sent up into the air. We're trying to catch it. We're looking at the back, looking at the front. There goes Colazzo off the road, just driving under Heineman. We're going to try one more time.
This is worth it. This is going to be worth it.
Here it is. Through turn 1, you're fully committed. You can't really see through the corner, and next thing you know, what is happening? You got a car flying.
The cockpit's hard enough to see out of this car as it is. Unbelievable. And great recovery from Colazzo here at the end. Unreal. I can't imagine.
As a couple of sponsor plugs, programming notes, final thoughts, and we'll close this one up tonight. Round 10 of the TWRS setups NASA Rallycross Lights at the Phoenix Raceway in Arizona, Sunday, May 19th, 9 p.m. Eastern. Victor Vallee, James Watson, Chad Irvine for that. The final round of the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge in Phoenix, also May 20th, next Monday. We'll see Kieran Liftlander try and dethrone Evan McFarlane, or will the kid from California become a back-to-back champion in that championship? 8 p.m. Eastern, Brian Sawyer, Justin Robichaud, myself, Josh Mertz for that. Round 4 of the OSRL Cup Series at the Bristol Motor Speedway, Tuesday, May 21st, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, technically 8:25 p.m. Eastern. Victor Vallee, Cody Erdman, Ethan Halsey for that. And the finale of the OSRL GT Series at the Fuji Speedway in Japan, next Thursday, May 23rd, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Brian Sawyer, Justin Robichaud, myself, Josh Mertz for that. Just a reminder that cameras for tonight's broadcast brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/Whiplash Media. And thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for your camera support as always. And if you like what you saw tonight, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and ring the bell to be notified of our live streams on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, along with our short-form video content courtesy of Jess Rakowski. If you'd like your content broadcasted, please visit asntvUSA.com for more information. Justin, give me a final thought.
Woo, next week's Fuji, Josh. What a fantastic track to cap this incredible series off of. I almost want to go race. I won't, but Fuji's an incredible track. I'm very fond of it. It's got an incredibly long, very fast main straightaway. It'll be fun for the GTP drivers, but the bottom sector of that course as you go down the hill is very flowy. It's so much fun, and I can't wait for it. But this race was as wild as I expected it to be. I didn't think we'd have a full-on 10 on the vehicular gymnastics to almost end our leaders race, but just all around fantastic driving for Mosport as always, and looking forward to cap this season off, Josh.
As it has been a wonderful race and a wonderful season, but we do have that last week left next week in Fuji. The checkered flag has fallen on the evening. From all of us at the Automotive Sports Network, from Jess Rakowski, Victor Vallee, Jared Lott, Chad Irvine, Philip Kraus, Ethan Halsey, Cody Erdman, James Watson, Justin Robichaud, and Brian Sawyer. My name is Josh Mertz, and I hope you enjoyed today's coverage of the OSRL GT Series tonight from Mosport. We congratulate our GTP winner, Hector Colazzo, 5 wins in a row. And GT3 winner Kevin Fanning, the 9th different winner in class this season. And be sure to join us Sunday in Phoenix for NASA Rallycross Lights. But until then, so long, everyone.